Welcome to 4RunnersUp, the official podcast of Top 5 with Lisa Foyles on The Escapist, where in a morning after fashion I can kind of discuss yesterday's Top 5 episode, why I chose what I chose, and what you, the viewers, loved and hated. This week, it's Top 5 Deadliest Plants. Joining me here, as always, it's Scott. Hey, Scott, happy Injustice Day.
Hello, yes. Superheroes beating the shit out of other superheroes. It's pretty, it's a thing.
Are you going to play it? Are you Mondo excited?
Yeah, it's on its way. I actually, I have the Wii U version. I thought that I would branch out.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know.
The fact that you have Wii U anything.
Wii U game. I know, yeah. It's kind of sad, but...
So I had another thing I wanted to bring up to you. I was driving on the freeway today, going to my dentist appointment. I feel like I'm there just all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving behind a car that inspired me that we should call Toyota and be like, hey, you need to donate some 4Runners to our show because our show is called 4RunnersUp. And, you know, we're not going to change our topics to be about your cars or anything, but we just want cars. So listen, I feel like in a future show, we should maybe have them on the phone and see if we can convince them to give us some stuff.
Toyota, I am for sale. Just so you know. Just so we're
Scott
all
will sell out.
On the same page here. I will drive your car. Your SUV or whatever it is.
I can just imagine that they like give you a car and somewhere in your contract it just says that like every time you're on the podcast that's all you can talk about. I'll be like, yeah, wasn't the list great this week? You're like, yeah, but 4Runners have really comfortable leather seats, and you start listing all these awesome
what
details.
What did you think of my
4Runners.
List of plants? Well, I think my 4Runner does a really good job of driving over plants when they get in my way. Toyota.
Toyota. I like it. Well, so this week it's all about plants. Green things. I'm actually staring out my balcony right now at all the plants on my balcony, and I just purchased some ladybugs at the store. Like I paid honest, good, hardworking money to buy some bugs that I can get for free outside.
Why?
Because my plants are infested with spider mites, and
okay.
I heard that if you sick ladybugs on them, then they'll eat all the spider mites. But then somebody else told me that actually there's some kind of home remedy that you can make out of nicotine that kills spider mites even better. And I'm like, why don't I just turn my ladybugs into smokers, and then it'll be twice as effective?
Just take up smoking, couple packs a day, take care of that, no problem. You might not have a career, but you know it's. Who cares?
I think he also mentioned that. Yeah, I think he also mentioned that he got that idea from his friend who had weed plants, and his weed plants were infected with spider mites. So he used the nicotine spray on his weed plants, and I'm like, all right, your friend has all sorts of problems that I
listen, bro. Just drop some acid, and all the problems gonna go away.
Sprinkle some coke on the ladybugs, and then put nicotine on it, and
yeah, it's fine. I read about it somewhere, I think.
Are you much of a gardener?
And if you had asked me that a week ago, I would have said no.
Ooh.
But Alyssa and I just redid our front garden, and it looks amazing. So yeah, I am. I'm actually the greatest gardener that ever lived.
You're so domestic.
I know.
Do you wear little gloves, like little flowery gloves?
Shut up.
Do you have an apron?
I did not wear gloves, and I have the cuts all over my hands to prove it.
Do you have little, like, knee pads? Like the old lady knee pads that, like, when you bend down in the garden? I bet you do.
There's a knee pads joke in there somewhere. You can find it. I'm not going to even bother.
All right. Well, maybe we should move on to our top 5 list yesterday, which was top 5 deadliest plants. Let's go through the list.
Yeah. Do you actually have the list in front of you so you don't forget?
I do.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad we learned our lesson.
I was thinking maybe we should turn it into a running joke of, let's see if she remembers this week what her list was. Because I spend so many days editing it, and then the day after, it's like as soon as it debuts, I just put it out of my mind, and I'm focused on the next list, and I just totally forgot what I picked.
Oh, comedy.
Let's see. Number 5 was Kale Damos. I still don't even know if I'm saying that right, because I don't say it in the game. Whatever. From... John Stamos.
That was good.
From Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Number 4 is
Flagra.
From Metroid Prime.
Flagra.
Number 3 is a classic. That's Plant 42 from the Resident Evil series.
Ugh,
Number
God.
2 is the hyper-mutated Flytrap from Bulletstorm. And number 1 was Poison Ivy's mutated plant garden, like her deadly plant garden.
Yeah.
But I snaked everybody. And there was a different number 1, and I shifted everything. I shifted everything down a notch. So
yeah, so
number
so
1
really
was
you're
actually
just a liar.
I am
you're
a liar.
Just a liar at this point. Okay, as long as we're on the same page here.
This week is top 6, and the real number 1 is the piranha plant from the Mario series, which I felt he deserved the number 1 spot because of how old he is. He's older than all these other plants. And just how awesome he's been throughout the years as PD Piranha and just popping up out of the little pipe things. And I like him.
I actually wanted to talk a little bit about how, he may be a jerk and everything, but don't forget he's also a very useful ladder. So,
yes, that is true.
If you want to get up in the clouds and find secret stuff, you have to trust the piranha plant. And also, did you know that the piranha plants that shoot fireballs are called Venus fire traps?
Yes, I think I did know that.
Yeah, in my extensive video game research that I do for the show.
Aww.
I found
how committed
that out.
you are.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
You come in early and you stay late.
Wikipedia.com.
What did you think of the list this week?
I liked the list. The addition of Bulletstorm made me happy because I felt like I was the only person on planet Earth that actually enjoyed that game from start to finish.
I loved Bulletstorm so much.
Yeah,
I wanted to hate it, but I loved it. Oh,
yeah. I think I did hate it, but I liked it at the same time. I think that I might have been just, I don't know, drunk or something because I don't remember anything about it.
Because it was really easy.
So much. Yeah, I hated it so much that I liked it, and then afterwards I was just like, I didn't actually play that. No, there's no way that actually happened. So
I beat the game in 2 days. The only part that held me up was the fly trap. It seriously took me forever to beat that stupid fly trap because it's one of those regenerating plants where if you don't beat it in time, if you don't shoot all the little targets in time, it will just come back to life over and over and over again in this endless horrible plant battle. But no, I thought the game was really just a lot of fun, so douchey. I mean, the dialogue is amazing.
Awful, yeah.
Surprise birthday bear, I think is the one I used in the video.
Yeah, there's many others that I'm not even going to bother repeating because it's just not good. But yeah, no, that game was brotastic.
So we can put that in the loved category for loved, hated, forgotten, our 3 categories. I consider you a viewer. Not just my co-host and my partner, but you're a viewer.
I get to see it before everybody else.
That's true. You got to see it a while ago. So, loved category. Yeah, you know what? I had a lot of people on Twitter agreeing with my list this week. I kept this one very fun. I didn't, go too super serious on it. So I think people appreciated that. But so let's just move right past that because the loved category is the most boring category on this show.
No. I have something for the loved category.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
I do. Are you ready? Because I did this one just for you because I feel like I never have anything good to say about anything that you do. So I'm going to say one thing. Thank you for not including any Pokemon. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart because you could take most topics that you would talk about and put a Pokemon on there and it's just that's just the filler. There's so many of them now that top 5 most disappointing Pokemon evolutions, you know, top 5, I don't know, ghosts, you could just anything and it would be just such a cop-out. So thank you for not including that.
You're welcome. And the reason why is because they are grass type Pokemon. They are plant type Pokemon. They're kind of plants, but they're also they're still Pokemon. So you can't just call it a plant because it's a plant Pokemon. And I was like, So I did actually think about it. I considered it, but it was a pretty quick no.
By the way, the most disappointing Pokemon evolution was the Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite evolution because Dragonite looks stupid and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Dragonite,
but anyway,
push his glasses up. All right, let's move right into the hated category. What enraged people? Remember, this is a different category than forgotten. Not a whole lot of hate aside from just people being just kind of remembering the plants that I mentioned and just being like, oh yeah, that guy was a dick. Oh, I hated that guy. So
no, I can't think of anything that I saw about your list that was like, why'd you put that on? You're dumb. Because most of it was like, I was going to yell at you about the piranha plant, and then I didn't. And that was the end of the whole thing. So
yeah, it's funny. I had 2 people who were saying, man, I can't believe you put the Metroid plant or the Metroid Prime plant on there. He was so easy. Why is it on there? And then I had 3 other people who were like, I'm so glad you put that on there. I had a hard time with him. He was such a jerk. And I had the same reaction to him as you did.
Why did you have such a hard time with the Bulletstorm plant? You're bad at video games.
Maybe you know what? I am. I'm bad at a lot of video games.
Yeah, well, she doesn't finish them either, guys. Don't forget.
Yes, I do sometimes.
Name one game you finished. Name one game you finished recently.
Recently?
Yeah. You're on the spot now. Come on. One game. Just one.
I can't name one. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I've gotten really close to the end on a lot of games, but ever since Top 5 started, I have had no time to finish games. So I just have a bunch of games just in limbo.
In the last 12 months.
Speaking of limbo, I did finish Limbo.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So
a long time ago, but
yeah.
So you know.
That's a little depressing. I guess I have too much free time. That actually might be the case.
I'm close to finishing BioShock. I'm
good.
Close to finishing my Sly Cooper game. I've played a lot of PlayStation All-Stars, which I'm not playing any kind of like career mode or anything on that, so I can't really finish that, I guess. But
whatever.
I'm playing a lot of games. I'm just not finishing a lot of games. Well, go talk to Gerard about that. That's his life.
Yeah, no, because if we get him on here, then we can make fun of you twice as hard, and it'll be awesome. But we're not going to do that right now because we can't do that right now.
All right,
you can't take all my material.
I won't. Let's move right into Forgotten, because that's everybody's favorite category here on the show.
I have 5.
One day I want to have like a jingle. It'd be like, let's see what Lisa forgot. And, better than that, though.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't do much better, so.
I'll get my country star friend. I'll get Jason Charles Miller. He was the former lead singer of Godhead, like this super metal band. And then he became this awesome country singer. I should seriously get him to like produce a super twangy, awesome jingle for Loved, Hated, Forgotten.
So terrible.
All right, hit me with your Forgotten list.
Oh, the Malboro from Final Fantasy is a big one. Because he's the only reason why people even remember what that guy is because he is so infuriating that you want to pick up your controller and throw it at anything in the room.
I've just never been super big on Final Fantasy. Like, I'm sorry, I just haven't.
Okay,
been.
so let me explain. Let me explain why he's such a pain in the rear. Okay, he has this ability called Bad Breath that just puts random status ailments on your whole party, like the whole party. So you could have the best party on planet Earth, and all of a sudden your guy that hits the hardest becomes confused and starts killing your own dudes. And then the rest of them are blind and they can't actually hit anybody. And then it just becomes this terrible disaster. I've died many times on those stupid guys. So I think that's the only reason why people even bothered to remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my biggest one that I could think of off the top of my head. Also, the Cactuar as well, the little dude. But you put him in there. So
I put a little video of him in there.
He was in there, so that's fine. I wouldn't put him in the top 5. Even more like a 6 or a 7.
I always try to do that
Thousand Needle
too.
sucks, and I hate it.
Yeah, like if I have a list and like, because my long list before I narrow it down to 5 is usually like 20. Like I usually have 20 games that I want to name.
Sure.
And so I try to like pick, significant ones out of that list of games that I cut to show little videos of them by my shoulder, while I'm talking in the beginning. But even that just is so time consuming because I have to search the, YouTube for all these, like, I have to find like a high quality version, then download and then convert it and then put in my videos. I'm just whining right now. I'm just outright whining.
It's so hard
and bitching
making
and
top 5
moaning.
videos for you guys. Oh, it's so much work.
But yeah, just including all those videos probably like, it just adds hours of work to my editing. So I usually just kind of cut it short. They can deal with it, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. How many times, maybe this is just me, I doubt it's just me, did you accidentally blow yourself up with a bomb flower from Zelda?
That's why I put the little video in there.
Yeah, because many times I've been like, I'm going to take this, oh, I'm dead. Like, just awful.
Yeah. I felt Zelda was really important to include just because there's so many plant-like creatures and plants going on in the Zelda series.
Yeah, no, and to have Zelda on there twice would have been kind of lame. So I'm not necessarily saying that, it should have been in there, but it deserves a mention because, God, for a plant that has no sentient life of any kind, I sure did die a lot from it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And the Nipper plant from Mario as well, the guys you had to jump in a boot to get over because they're like unkillable and awful.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like those guys.
Yeah, no, they might be worse than the piranha plants just because you can actually kill the piranha plants sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know I just said I'm glad you didn't include Pokemon, but I think it's important to include any tall grass in the Pokemon series.
Somebody said that on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, because let's be honest here. How many times have you walked in some tall grass and ended up completely dead?
Well, you have the little thing that you can use, the little potion that's
repel?
like, the repel. You have the repel that says, I want to walk around and not get attacked by
And that's fine, but I can't remember. It's been a while since I've played the originals, but I can't remember. I don't think there was any indication that it wore off until it was just like gone. And then you're like, crap, and then all of a sudden you get jumped.
You have to be smart about it. Yeah, you only get like 200 steps or something like that, and then you just kind of have to keep track. But there's usually easy ways to avoid the grass if you're smart. I mean, there's like little corners you can cut, unless, it just sends you into a whole level of like just grass for like the next hour. Then you're like, ah.
Some nerd is like, it was actually 150 steps until it wears off. God, you don't know anything about anything?
You do that voice way too well, just so you know.
Well, it's my superpower.
That might be your real voice. Like right now you're using your radio voice.
This is my radio voice, yeah. It's got some bottom vibe. No, that was my forgotten list.
Oh, and also the Mass Effect. A few people mentioned Thorian from Mass Effect.
I love Mass Effect to death, and I actually had to be like, what was that again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Like that didn't stick out for me at all, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that. I forgot about that one, but I think even if I had remembered it, I don't think I would have put it in the list just because, again, like I don't like to do just all like bro games. I don't like to do all super serious games. It's like I really wanted to have like Zelda in there because that's really fun, and I really wanted to have the Piranha Plant in there because that's really fun too, and it kind of balances nicely with like Plant 42 and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like
it's
I said,
a show for everybody.
Yeah, this is a casual podcast now. Great.
I want to make everyone happy and everyone angry at the same time. See?
4RunnersUp is going downhill.
All right, let's move into some tweets we got here because you know what? We care. We care about the people.
Sure.
I care about my followers and what they have to say.
Yeah.
I've been doing pretty well at replying to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Phil K. Actually, it's Phil K 109140066. That's just too much. That's superfluous numbers going on there, Phil. But we still love you. He says, "Nice show." He just the Final Fantasy. How do you pronounce it?
Which one?
What is it?
Malboro?
Malboro.
That's what it is? Yeah. It's not Marlboro. It's not cigarettes.
There's no cigarettes in your
country.
list. So
no, but he does have bad breath, so maybe it is. I don't know.
But he said that's the reason he decided not to be a gardener.
Oh,
too
that's...
bad.
I mean, it's true. I mean, that plan has literally been around since Final Fantasy II and has been in every single game.
I didn't play a lot of the early Final Fantasy.
No, it's just crazy that it's one of those recurring things, and every time you get to one, you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah. All right, and then we got Ben Borthwick. I think I'm saying that right. He is just kind of one of my pals on Twitter that I talk to pretty often. He says, I trust there will be plenty of plant puns in tomorrow's podcast. You can't leave them alone. They're the root of the issue.
You are my sunshine.
That Ben. I'm actually trying to think of a plant pun right now. I can't do it. That's the only one is the like leaf. The leave me alone.
Photosynthesis.
Good. Try to work that into a sentence smoothly.
Yeah, I'm gonna think real hard about this one.
Oh, actually, speaking of that, so you notice how in this week's episode I have a few clips from Bill Nye the Science Guy in my show. I was a huge Bill Nye the Science Guy fan growing up, like obsessively so. My mom still has like 8 VHS tapes that she recorded all the episodes on so I could just watch them over and over and over. But I was drinking tequila when I first started editing this episode together, so maybe if there are some errors, that's why.
Oh,
but
okay.
But while I was sipping on tequila, I was looking up the plant episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I found it. And usually I just kind of skim through it and pick what I need and then throw it in the episode. But this time, I sat there and watched the entire 30-minute episode, just entranced. Just completely obsessed, just staring at it, and you would not believe how much more entertaining those episodes are when you're drinking.
Oh no,
so much more.
It has that effect. Alcohol it reacts well with Bill Nye. There's no question.
Yeah, it's already great, but you know.
Yeah, but I think you've clearly crossed the line with this one. Boom!
Boom! Vine. It's a plant, and it's a pun because
that's a thing. Photosynthesis.
Draterme. Actually, I think his Twitter thing is Xavier, which is funny because that's your last name.
That is my last
Xavier
name.
1337. He's elite. Thank God you mentioned the Piranha Plant was about to lose it when it wasn't number 1. #top 5. Haha. See, so little fate.
Number 0. I'm a purist of the top 5 format. So, I mean, if we start getting into negative numbers, I'm out.
So I guess Zelda would technically be number 6 on this list, and that was number 1, but, you know, you just can't leave him out. He's a classic. Classic.
Yeah, also, we have to mention the cactus dude from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
That was what I was just going to say. Yes. This is from Stuart. This is my really good friend, and he says Amingo from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He's a giant cactus wearing a sombrero that regularly beats up superheroes. Gotta love that. And
apparently one of the only original original characters for that whole game. So they get all the originality for having a cactus with a sombrero. That's fantastic.
That's pretty awesome. And Stu is actually responsible for an upcoming episode of Top 5 that may or may not take place in a magical type kingdom and a happy place on Earth. Hint, hint, hint. If anyone knows.
Is it Portland?
It's Portland. It's not Portland.
Oh, damn it.
Well, I'm going to start doing some top 5s actually on location, just in like fun,
cool.
areas that are not my living room. You know, every once in a while, not very often, but
it's good to get out of the house.
Yeah,
get some sun.
That's exactly why I need to leave my house every once in a while.
Lisa, get some sun.
I can't tan, okay? Like, I can't. The last time I timed it, I sunburn in 7 minutes.
That's hilarious.
I walk out in the sun, and if I'm there for more than 7 minutes, I will have a sunburn. Like a very slight sunburn, but, you know.
My fiance is a real ginger, so I'm calling you out right now, right off the bat. She's a real ginger, and she tans. So
I don't know. Like, I seriously, I can't tan. If I do any of the, like, spray tans or anything like that, I just look orange and awful, so...
The thought of you spray tanning is just, that's going to be entertaining to think about for a while.
A little snooky action.
Yeah.
Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, get the little poof going on, maybe, you know. On second thought, never mind.
So terrible. All right, it is my favorite part of the entire show where the spotlight gets shifted from me to Senor Scott for Scott's Bottom 5.
Senor Scott, is that because my last name is Xavier? Are you being racist now? Is that...
Yeah, I'm being racist, Scott, by saying Senor.
Lisa Foyle's horrible racist.
I live in California.
Terrible racist.
I'm closer to Mexico than you are.
That's true.
All right, hit me with your list.
Okay. Bottom 5 deadliest plants, which, if you flip that, is the top 5 least deadly plants. Mm-hmm. So, again, this list is in no particular order because I'm not putting them in order.
I'm going to force you to start putting them in order one day.
So, I'm going to explain this one. Number 5 is the Great Deku Tree. Now... I understand that the inside of the Great Deku Tree is just awful and full of spiders.
Yeah.
So that would kind of, you'd think that'd make it on the list somewhere else. But, I mean, come on. He's awesome.
Aww.
You can't sit there and say anything bad about him. He was just trying to help. So he gets on my list. Yeah. Number 4, any Pikmin ever, because they're adorable.
Love the Pikmin.
Pikmin have to be on the list.
Great music in the Pikmin series, too. I use the music at the beginning of this week's top 5, and I love it. I sit there and just listen to it.
Also, not terrible part of Nintendo Land is the Pikmin game. It is a lot of fun to play with friends.
Nice. I haven't done a lot of... Was that your phone going off?
No.
Was that my phone going off?
Probably.
Someone's phone went off, and I'm about to fire you for not...
It wasn't me.
Putting your phone on stun. For this very serious podcast.
Oh, wow.
All right, move on.
Okay. Number 3, the plants from Plants vs. Zombies, obviously.
Yeah,
I like the walnut. There's not a lot of walnut love out there. I feel that he's misrepresented, especially because you were there with me when we got... Were you there with me when we got walnut plushies from the PopCap booth at PAX?
No, that must have been your other redheaded friend.
But anyway, I got a little walnut plushie, and he looks like a chicken nugget. So he gets all of the... he's up on my shelf. It's fantastic.
Did you hear about the cat who is living in Japan in, like, a McDonald's parking lot and was, like, living off of McDonald's chicken nuggets for, like, a year and didn't die?
Yeah.
Man.
That cat has a better diet than I do. just right there. I'm a
little
little
jealous.
jealous.
Both your cholesterol's through the roof.
Oh, who cares, man? That's the way to live. Give me a 20-piece any day.
I hope you die and get reincarnated as a McDonald's parking lot cat in Japan.
I'm eaten by a Japanese cat? Yeah, that sounds... Oh, God. Hell on earth. Fire Flower from Mario.
Yes.
Because it does nothing but make you be able to shoot fire out of your hands. That's
pretty awesome.
Pretty fantastic.
And
that's deadly for other people.
Yeah, it turns your overalls white. You gotta keep the fashion in here.
because, before Labor Day, you gotta make sure that you're in tune with the fashion or whatever. So, you get one of those fire flowers and you're good to go.
I wonder what Caitlin would think of Mario fashion. Be like, because he
I
dresses
know.
up in those ridiculous costumes, just running around.
I would actually enjoy hearing her pick Mario apart from a fashion standpoint. I think that would be hilarious.
That raccoon costume is just not in season. Boom.
Mario, you were in a boot. What are you thinking? I think that would be fantastic. We should make that happen. Number one on my unordered list would be the herbs from Resident Evil because they heal you.
Yeah, you cannot live without them. They're good plants.
Can you answer me something?
Sure.
How now I know that there is first aid spray in Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you can combine some stuff to make first aid spray in Resident Evil, and that involves green herbs and whatnot. How exactly, when you have a green herb, are you applying it to your wounds to make yourself feel better?
You mean in the game or like in real life if that was a real situation?
I mean in the game. Do you really think that Chris Redfield is some kind of like botanist and he's like putting that on himself and like healing himself magically while there's zombies around him? Is that really what we think is happening?
Well, they went through like training and stuff, right?
With herbs?
Yeah, I'm sure it was part of their training. Be like, you're going to be out there and you're going to be fighting zombies, so you're going to need to use this plant.
But they
crush it up and like rub it all over your naked body.
I have a theory, okay? I have a theory.
Okay.
So, you know how Chris Redfield goes from like being kind of big dude to like this giant like steroid-ridden crazy person in the fifth one?
Yeah, like if he shows up in Gears of War, I would not be surprised.
Oh yeah, no, actually he would look out of place because he's much bigger than them. So I have a theory that I think he's been punching boulders for so long that he's actually creating mortar and pestles to create these herb things that he's got going on there. So I think that might be what's going on with the Resident Evil franchise. And if not, I think it's probably better than what's going on with the Resident Evil franchise. So Capcom, if you're hearing this, hire me. Hire me right now.
Are you trying to use our podcast for employment?
Toyota, give me a call. So that's my bottom 5, top 5, least deadly, most helpful, most adorable plants that I could think of. And I'm not going to say anything about the sunflower from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Just don't. We're not talking about that.
Don't worry about that. Conker's going to get some love here in an upcoming list. I love me some Conker. I love that little alcoholic squirrel. He's the best.
Too easy, guys. We have standards here.
We don't really have standards. Well, another thing I was going to say is that this Monday we launched the brand new caption contest. And for this week, we're going to let it run. We're going to let this one run 2 weeks just because I want to give plenty of people a chance to submit their answers. We got a few already, but I want a few more. And also, I don't have a prize this week. Because the people I'm trying to get the beta code for didn't.
No cell phone ringtones on this one.
The people I'm trying to get beta codes from, they haven't written me back yet, but they will. And so hopefully I'll be able to give away an awesome beta code next week and just kind of continue that trend and, give away fun stuff. But yeah, so we have, one more week to enter some stupid, dumb caption for whatever picture I posted on there. I think it's from this episode. It's me and Flagra in our little real talks with fake people.
Flagra's got a lot of feelings.
He does have a lot of feelings. He just wants to be loved. Just wants a hug.
You learn something new about people,
There's an extended version of that. There's an extended version of that sketch that I had to cut it down. I had to cut it down because the episode was getting too long, but it's pretty funny.
I have something to say.
What do you have to say, Scott?
I think that we should mention our amazing intro and outro music.
Oh, yeah. That is provided by the fabulous chiptune musician and just all-around awesome musician, Trash80, and you can find him at trash80.com, all over iTunes and Spotify, and he's pretty much just everywhere. But yeah, Scott and I have been fans of him for a long time. He's one talented dude. Mm-hmm. That's where we met, actually. We met in Portland at a Trash80 show.
We did. It was a thing. Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm boycotting him because he doesn't make music anymore. So,
yes, he does. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
I just want to dance again.
I agree. More Trash80 music is what we want.
Okay. I'm better now.
Yeah, definitely look him up. I'm a really big fan of chip music just because if you really kind of it's not just people with Game Boys. It's not what it is. They kind of like I've kind of gotten into that world a little bit. There's like BitShifter and of course Anamanaguchi, who provides the song Pen Pal for Top 5. My little theme song at the beginning and the end is by Anamanaguchi. I've been a big fan of those guys. BitShifter, Format. There's just a bunch of just awesome artists out there, and if you go to their shows and you kind of watch what they do, they just have all these electronics and Game Boys and Game Boy Advances and NESs and Ataris, and they take all these systems and God, I don't even know how they do it, but they just they tap into it.
It's incredible just to watch from. I'm kind of a hardware tech nerd, kind of like that's kind of my thing, and to watch them do that in front of a bunch of people and create this like amazing sounding music out of like a Game Boy is like just ridiculous. Like I've never seen anything like it. And if you haven't seen it, go YouTube or just go to their concerts because it's amazing and you will not have a bad time.
An easy way to do that is to check out a documentary by 2Player Productions, and it's called Reformat the Planet. 2Player Productions are the guys doing the Double Fine adventure. That new point-and-click thing, the big Kickstarter that raised like however many millions of dollars.
Broken Age is now what it's called.
Oh, it is?
Yes, that is the new name for it, Broken Age.
I'm even a donator to that Kickstarter, and I'm so excited about it, but yet like I haven't seen any of the updates. Aren't they supposed to be emailed to me?
That was announced at PAX Dummy.
It was?
It was
Maybe
right in front of you the whole time.
Maybe I thought Broken Age was something else. Maybe
that is what it has become.
Oh, well, I'm still really excited, and I'm still a huge Tim Schafer fan. Get off me.
You're never going to finish it, so I don't know why you care.
I'm going to finish it. I'm going to do it, I promise. If it's anything Tim Schafer or Ron Gilbert, I will absolutely finish it. They're my favorite people.
Yes.
But yeah, 2Player Productions documentary Reformat the Planet. Definitely check that out. It is good stuff. Well, I think we've come... What were you going to say?
No, nothing. Continue.
You clearly had something important to say. So
no,
if you're going to say it, just say it.
I have nothing to say. Stop grilling me.
You are so difficult.
You're a diva.
Worst podcast co-star ever.
Whatever. Turn your phone off.
It's your phone that went off. It's not my phone.
It's your phone. No, it's your phone.
That's not even my ring alert thing. Is it? I don't. Maybe.
I don't know. Why would you ask me? I'm 3,000 miles away from you.
All right, is there anything you want to say before we leave and be done and go on with our lives?
Follow us on the Twitters at 4RunnersUp. Check us out on Soundcloud because that's where we host our podcast for now. I'm still working on iTunes. That takes a while to get that stuff up there, but that is coming. I love how SoundCloud has the ability to comment like on a piece of like the overall podcast. Like you can just be like, I like this part a lot. So
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
We read all of that stuff. And also I just like to say, if you guys like something about the show, don't like something about the show, whatever, just let us know. This is something that we're just doing for fun. So we want to keep it fun. And if you think something is stupid, just, I'll read it and I'll be like, nah, you're wrong. And that'll, or maybe I'll agree with you. Probably not, but it doesn't hurt to try, right?
It does not hurt to try. We are always looking for suggestions.
Like I said last time, anywhere you can type in 4RunnersUp, we're probably there. Follow us and share us and tell your friends how funny I am and how dumb Lisa is, and it'll be good.
And you can follow me at Lisa Foyles and follow Scott at FWPX.
Correct.
Still no story? Not yet? Maybe next week?
No. Once upon a time. No, you're not getting
One day we'll find out why he chose those 4 weird letters as his Twitter handle.
Some people know. But do they know?
Do they?
Do they?
And if you're playing Injustice, let us know how you're liking that. And be sure to, keep checking out Top 5 every week on The Escapist and at leastfoils.com/top5 where all the fun goodies happen. This Thursday, we got Get the Look by Caitlin Ponelove Stewart, who's going to go through what I'm wearing this week and how you can, get the look and get my jewelry. And this week, I'm wearing a really cool Boss Key necklace from Zelda.
Yes,
and she'll tell you where to get that. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
It's pretty cool. She's in the know. She's got the whole fashion thing down better than us.
Hey Lisa.
Hey.
Hey, what do you think about some guests on one of the other shows coming up? Like,
we'll
maybe not
get
the next
there.
One, but
We're
like
still ironing out the kinks.
What do you
Okay.
think about some guests on? What do you think?
There are kinks, and we're ironing them out like kink ironers. And then when the kinks are gone. Not the band, because I like them. If they showed up, then we'd have them on. But when the kinks in the show are gone, then we'll have guests, and then it'll be great.
We got some kinks to work out.
Yeah, we got some kinks to work out. And then we'll have guests. We'll have Gerard, we'll have Nika, we'll have Caitlin, and all sorts of fun stuff.
You can't see. You have to cut that part out now. You can't just say that.
Why?
Because then they're on the spot.
Oh. Well, no, that's what we want, because now they have to do it.
Oh,
see?
okay. I didn't realize that's how you did
You don't understand how the internet works. You have to threaten people, force them to do stuff.
Understand.
That's it for 4RunnersUp. Thanks for listening. Tweet the show at 4RunnersUp, and you can find me on Twitter at LeeSpoils, and of course Scott at FWPX. We just freaking said that. Why am I saying it again?
I don't know.
Anyway,
you should cut that part out too. Join
us next week, next Wednesday. Join us next Wednesday for another 4RunnersUp.
Is it Wednesday? Yes. Hey, new podcast.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.